Rolls-Royce is known as the ultimate symbol of luxury. Even today, the world's richest people dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But what most people don't know is that this legendary brand was founded by a boy who grew up in extreme poverty and child labor. The journey begins in 1863, in a small village in England, where Henry Royce was born. When Henry was just 4 years old, his father's business collapsed. The family lost everything and was forced onto the streets. Life became a daily struggle for survival. Tragedy struck again when Henry was only 9 years old. He lost his father forever. With no support, his mother began working as a maid, while young Henry delivered newspapers to help the family survive. At that point, his future looked completely uncertain, but destiny had other plans. When Henry turned 14, his life took a critical turn. One of his aunts recognized his talent and determination. She arranged an apprenticeship for him at the Great Northern Railway Company. Over the next 3 years, Henry worked relentlessly, day and night. He read countless books, worked in factories, and mastered skills like carpentry, mathematics, and most importantly, electrical engineering. By the age of 17, Henry Royce had become a skilled and confident mechanic. At 21, he was working as an engineer at a company called Maxim Western. Unfortunately, due to financial problems, the company was on the verge of shutting down. Henry had job offers from other companies, but instead of playing safe, he made a bold decision. He chose to start his own business. With just £20 in savings, Henry opened a small electrical engineering office in Manchester called F.H. Royce & Company, partnering with his friend Ernest Claremont. In the beginning, they did whatever work they could find, repairing sewing machines, installing electrical fittings, and taking small contracts just to survive. Soon, Henry noticed a growing demand for electrical lighting and components. He began manufacturing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electric doorbells. This single decision transformed the company's future. By 1900, annual sales crossed £20,000. At 38, Henry Royce had a family, and the business was expanding rapidly. Plans were underway to build a large factory. Everything seemed perfect, until competition arrived. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electrical market. Prices fell sharply, and Royce's business began to collapse. Financial stress took a toll on his physical and mental health. When Henry consulted a doctor, he received simple advice: he needed fresh air and rest. He was advised to buy a car to travel comfortably. During his recovery vacation, Henry purchased a French-made car called de Caveau. But the car disappointed him. It was noisy, overheated frequently, and had weak brakes. For a perfectionist like Henry Royce, this was unacceptable. He started making small improvements, but soon ended up redesigning the car entirely. The modified version performed far better than the original. This gave Henry the confidence to build his own car. He assembled a small team, began designing components, and sent parts for casting. Eventually, a 10-horsepower, 2-cylinder car took shape. It was quieter, lighter, more durable, and far more reliable than competitors. On April 1, 1904, the car was tested on the road and successfully covered 50 kilometers without any issues. 2 more units were built, tested, refined, and perfected. However, Henry lacked one thing: global reach. That's when the second hero of this story entered, Charles Rolls. At an automobile exhibition, Charles Rolls noticed Royce's cars. Rolls was a passionate motorist and a successful dealer of high-quality automobiles. He had been searching for a British luxury car manufacturer. After meeting Henry Royce and closely inspecting the cars, Charles was deeply impressed. He famously told his partner that he had discovered the greatest engineer in the world. Soon after, Charles Rolls and Henry Royce agreed to form a partnership. The brand would be called Rolls-Royce. Sponsored style section can remain or be customized later. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially founded. The company launched multiple models with 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower engines. Rolls believed racing was the best way to prove quality, so Rolls-Royce participated in prestigious events like the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy. They won races, broke speed records, and quickly earned a reputation for engineering excellence. Later in 1906, Rolls-Royce introduced a revolutionary car, a 6-cylinder model with 40-50 horsepower. Painted silver and incredibly silent, it felt almost ghost-like. It was named the Silver Ghost. To prove its durability, Rolls-Royce conducted an endurance test of 24,000 kilometers over 2.5 months. The car completed the test flawlessly. Another famous demonstration involved balancing a coin on the bonnet while driving, without it falling. The Silver Ghost became known as the best car in the world, favored by kings, queens, and industrial leaders. Success was everywhere, until tragedy struck. Charles Rolls, an aviation enthusiast, died in a plane crash on July 12, 1910, becoming Britain's first aviation fatality. The loss deeply affected the company. Soon after, Henry Royce himself was diagnosed with bowel cancer and given only 3 months to live. Against all odds, he survived and returned stronger. He improved the Silver Ghost further: better suspension, stronger chassis, and higher ground clearance. Around this time, Rolls-Royce introduced its iconic bonnet mascot, the Spirit of Ecstasy, symbolizing elegance, freedom, and speed. By 1913, profits exceeded £90,000. Then came World War I. Luxury car sales collapsed, and employees were laid off. But instead of surrendering, Rolls-Royce adapted. They converted Silver Ghosts into armored vehicles, ambulances, and military transport units, saving thousands of lives. Recognizing Britain's dependence on foreign aircraft engines, Rolls-Royce entered aviation engineering. In 1915, they launched the Eagle engine, followed by Hawk, Falcon, and Condor engines, giving Britain a major advantage in the war. After the war, Rolls-Royce expanded further, launching the Phantom, reclaiming dominance in the luxury car market. In 1931, they acquired Bentley. Sadly, Henry Royce passed away on April 22, 1933, at the age of 70. Though the company faced many challenges later, Rolls-Royce remains a global icon. Today, owned by BMW, the brand still represents unmatched luxury, craftsmanship, and perfection. Owning a Rolls-Royce isn't just about driving a car, it's about owning a masterpiece.